Hey everybody, Tony here. I hope you're doing well. Welcome in. I'm on vacation, as you can probably see. I'm not in my home studio, but a lot of bullish news that I want to share with you all and give you some major updates, guys. First up, I'm sure many of you heard, and that is Judge Torres denied both parties' motion for an indicative ruling, talking about the SEC versus Ripple. Now, we know the SEC has stopped going after Ripple, and that is all the market cares about. So I don't even think these loose ends that need to be tied up with Judge Torres even matter. You saw XRP rally in Q4. Would it have rallied like that and outperformed other altcoins if this situation really mattered? And once again, I'm being honest with you guys, not just because I'm an XRP holder. I don't want to be ignorant or biased. I want to make sure I'm giving you the legit facts. And I'm looking at the data. I'm looking at all the ETF filings, right? How many big Wall Street firms started filing ETFs? And that is because they simply don't care about this situation, because the regulator is no longer hunting Ripple. Now, here's what Stuart Alderati, Chief Legal Officer at Ripple, had to say. He said, with this, the ball is back in our court. The court gave us two options: dismiss our appeal challenging the finding on historic institutional sales, or press forward with the appeal. He said, stay tuned. Either way, XRP's legal status as not a security remains unchanged. In the meantime, it's business as usual. Now today, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse tweeted out the following about this, saying they're dropping the appeal. So he said, Ripple is dropping our cross appeal, and the SEC is expected to drop their appeal, as they have previously said. We're closing this chapter once and for all, and focusing on what's most important: building the internet of value, lock-in. So folks, once again, does this matter? Yes. Does it matter for the market? No, because the big catalyst has been removed. That big roadblock, that big hurdle, which was the SEC. If you're getting sued by the SEC and they're hunting you, everybody's going to be afraid, right? But that is done. The SEC says, they've capitulated. They said, we're ending this. We don't want to be involved. And the judge not processing the loose ends of this doesn't matter. I know some people are going to say, but what about the institutional sales? I think Ripple is going to find a way around that, especially as you have spot ETFs and all these things that are going to come into the market. So I don't think it matters, honestly. So I want to make sure folks understand this is not a big deal, and I think XRP will continue doing well. Its chart still looks good. All right, moving ahead. Today, Dana White was interviewed by CoinDesk, and I have often shared that Vechain is a sponsor of my podcast, and I'm invested in a VET token. Well, here's what he said in that interview. I'm all in on Vechain. In addition, he said, VET is the only crypto I ever bought with millions of dollars. I'm all in on Vechain. Huge statements. Once again, I've been holding Vechain since 2018. I'm very bullish on this project. Check them out, guys. Many companies and enterprises are using Vechain, building Web3 technology and much more on the Vechain blockchain. And some of the names include BMW, Walmart China, PwC, Boston Consulting Group, and many more. So this is one of the top blockchains. And once again, I'm invested. I have been before they were a sponsor. So I don't want you guys to say, oh, they're a sponsor. Of course, you're going to say that. No, many of you know I've been holding VET since 2018. I've been earning the VTHOR token by holding the Vechain token. So I believe this token is going to do well this bull market. So go to vechain.org to learn more about them. But huge statements from Dana White. And Vechain, of course, is partnered with the UFC. Now, let's continue. President Trump made some huge statements today, very bullish. Let me play the clip for you.
Bills passed in the next few months?
Well, it's a very funny thing, crypto. So I became a fan of crypto, and to me, it's an industry. I view it as an industry, and I'm president. And if we didn't have it, China would, or somebody else would, but most likely China. China would love to. And we've dominated that industry. It's a big industry, by the way. In fact, when the stock market went down recently, crypto and Bitcoin and all of that went down much less than anybody else as a group. And we've created a very powerful industry, and that's much more important than anything that we invest in. We invest in it, but really that was an industry that wasn't doing particularly well. I got involved with it a couple of years ago, and before the second term. I got involved before I decided to run. I only decided to run because I saw what was happening, and Biden was incompetent, and the administration was crooked and incompetent. And I was in Bitcoin then, not knowing if I was going to do it a third time. So it's become amazing. I mean, it's the jobs that it produces. And I notice more and more you pay in Bitcoin. I mean, people are saying it takes a lot of pressure off the dollar. and it's a great thing for our country. So I don't care about investing. You know, I have I have kids and they invest in different things. They do believe in it. But I'm president, and what I did do there is build an industry that's very important. And, you know, if we didn't have it, China would.
Pretty amazing, right? He said Bitcoin takes a lot of pressure off the dollar and that it's great for this country. And he talked about how he's developing the crypto industry and much more. It's just bullish statements. And the timing of these statements is amazing because we see the charts are lining up beautifully. Now, David Sachs, the White House crypto czar, he tweeted out the following. He said, "Thank you to the Senate Banking Committee Chair, Senator Tim Scott, and Digital Assets Subcommittee Chair, Senator Lummis, for announcing a clear timeline and plan for comprehensive crypto market structure legislation." They're talking about the market structure legislation that is going to go through the process the stablecoin bill did in the Senate. And David highlighted the following: bill to be introduced before August recess, markup first week of September, and done by the end of September. So Trump said he wanted both bills on his desk before the August recess. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. It's just maybe the stablecoin bill will get passed or signed into law. So the market structure bill is going to move out to September. So we can anticipate by October, right? You know, government moves slow. He said President Trump supports clarity on market structure as well as genius on stablecoins. So talking about the names of the bills, he said July will be a big month with a bill signing for genius and clarity going to the Senate. So as mentioned, the stablecoin bill, I think that gets through pretty easily. If you saw my interview with Kristen Smith, who's the former CEO of the Blockchain Association and the current president of the Solana Policy Institute, we discussed this, that the market structure bill is so complex. There's so many moving parts and components to it. It's going to take longer. And I think it's good that they're pushing it out because we need as much fine tuning, as much of dotting our I's, crossing our T's to make sure this thing is right. Because we're talking DeFi, NFTs, airdrops, taxes, much more, right? There's a lot involved in this, and it's not going to be as quick and easy like the stable coins. And even though the legislative process for all these things do take time because government moves slow and they have to be educated about these things, you can imagine the market structure is going to be like, it's going to go over the heads of many people involved. So the industry has to do their due diligence here and make sure everything is copacetic before it goes to Trump for it to become law. Now, with the market setting up beautifully, we're seeing some stealth QE being started here by the Fed. The Fed made an update here, and they confirmed it today. They have greenlit the SLR rules in their meeting today. This means the top 5 banks can have free leverage to buy U.S. Treasuries. This is the exact same form of stealth QE used in 2020 after COVID. So they're not outright coming out and printing money, but they're injecting liquidity in different ways. They're going to have the banks go buy U.S. Treasuries, and we know stablecoin issuers are going to buy U.S. Treasuries. So same story, different cycle. They may put a different name, a different face on it, but debasement of currency is the end result, and this causes global liquidity to rise, which makes your asset prices rise. And even today, Trump at the press conference said, we'll probably just extend short-term debt. So talking about how they're going to handle all these things. And as we've been saying, nothing stops the money printer. Global liquidity keeps rising, and crypto and risk assets are following. That needs to be part of your foundational thesis as to why markets move, why stocks are hitting new all-time highs, why real estate is hitting new all-time highs, why precious metals is hitting new all-time highs. So this is the game, guys. So once you understand it, it becomes a lot easier to navigate markets because you can watch what the Fed and central banks are doing and know how to execute your strategy from a macro perspective. I'm not talking about day trading. I'm talking buying the lows and being patient and riding the liquidity wave, right? That's why I've been sharing with you guys global liquidity and what's been happening. And folks, in the market itself, we're seeing very positive bullish signs of the bull run continuing. Here, blockchain backer tweeted out, S&P 500 and NASDAQ hit all-time highs. So if you look at their charts, the perfect V-shaped recovery is taking place, and they're hitting new highs. He said the Dow Jones cleared the 0.786 retrace. Gold is weakening, so we've seen this historically. Gold will be a leading indicator. Start correcting, and then you have a rotation of liquidity jumping to the stock market in crypto. He says Coinbase's stock took out the December high and hit a new all-time high. Bitcoin ABC correction done. He says, and you're still not bullish enough on your altcoins. So essentially saying the setup is here for the continuation of the bull market. As always, be patient. I know some of you don't hold Bitcoin, you're just holding altcoins. You're like, why is my altcoin not moving? Well, how many times do I have to say it? The liquidity enters Bitcoin, it starts pumping, it hits its overbought zone, then there's a rotation to the altcoins, ETH, XRP, Solana. So if you just go look at what happened in Q4, Bitcoin hit a new high, XRP and the other alts started taking off. The good thing is what we're seeing right now is Ethereum is also taking off, and that's very good for many altcoins. So guys, all the signs are there. The macro, the charts, the on-chain data, the price action, the bullish catalyst like crypto legislation. And one of the things I've been saying to you guys for a while is that potentially now the passing of crypto legislation could signal the top of the market, because it'll be that buy the rumor, sell the news event, right? Everybody's in anticipation. Oh, this thing is going to pass. We're going to see new all-time highs after, when it's already been priced in. So with David Sachs saying, hey, market structure is going to pass most likely in September, this could mean the bull rally we see now towards July, end of July, that's a local top, and then maybe the continuation happens in Q3 into Q4, and then your blow up top. We'll have to watch it closely. There's no guarantee of that, so that's why make sure you're subscribed to the newsletter, you're subscribed to the podcast, whether you're listening on audio or on YouTube, because I'll be sharing a lot of these signals with you guys and saying, hey, look, everything's flashing now, we need to exit the market, right? And it won't be like a one-day thing, it will be a zone, because I can't call the exact top, no one can call the exact top. So we'll say, hey, this is a zone, this looks like a top zone based on sentiment, on-chain data, macro, all of these things, right? And then we'll look to walk away from this bull market with money in our pockets. So folks, those are the updates. Really great stuff. Obviously with Ripple, appeals are going to be dropped. I don't think the market cares. The Judge Torres didn't sign off on it. The SEC is not hunting Ripple. They're going to pass the ETF, the spot ETF. You got Trump saying these bullish statements. Crypto legislation in the Senate is being worked on. And remember, the Senate is the harder part. The House is easy. You get things through very fast, right? But if they can get it through the Senate, man, it makes it so easy. And then Dana White's Vechain comments, huge. So check out Vechain.org to learn more about Vechain, of course. Folks, let me know what you think about this. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.